What's going on, guys? Today is a good day. I'm going to celebrate it with one of these. Watch out. It's also because I have a dry throat and I don't want to be coughing in your faces. So, guys, you're not going to believe this. I'm going to read you an article today, and I've linked this article in the description below. And there is also a radio interview of this that I've linked you to as well, so you can hear it for yourself. Now, a gentleman called Bernard Gaynor, a journalist. The title of the article is Chief of Army Admits Females Recruited for Infantry Before Men. Now, there's a gentleman called Senator Fraser Anning. Senator Fraser Anning is like the Stephen Bradbury of politics. He's the guy who replaced the guy who was sitting in the Senate because of Pauline Hanson's name. That's largely irrelevant, just a bit of background. And I say that with all due respect to Malcolm Roberts, who was a fine performer in the Parliament. But Senator Anning is there because everyone else fall over. And last night he showed why it is a good thing for our Parliament to have an ordinary nobody in there asking questions. It was Senate estimates, and the topic was defense. On one side was the Chief of Army, Angus Campbell. He was confident, cocky, and condescending. On the other side was Senator Fraser Anning, the grazier from Queensland. He was coughing and clearing his throat. No doubt he is more comfortable at home with his cows than in a committee in Canberra. Now, just to give you guys a bit of background, Canberra is like the political hub of Australia. A grazier, for those of you who don't know, is someone who basically looks after grazing land and cattle on there. And the Senate is essentially the the collection of people that make up Parliament in Australia. So yes, no doubt he is more comfortable at home with his cows than in a committee in Canberra. And surrounding them was the sycophantic crowd praising the naked emperor's clothing. For you guys who have heard the tale of the emperor's new clothes, you know exactly what this is all about. It's basically where everyone's just virtue signaling and clapping over bullshit that doesn't exist. It takes courage to walk into that room and ask the questions that no one wants to hear. But Fraser Anning did just that. He looked at the Chief of Army and asked if Defence had ever commissioned a study to determine whether placing females in combat roles would increase defence capability. The answer, no. Boom! And then, when the Chief of Army claimed that there were no quotas for women, Anning asked why the Chief of Army had previously informed the Senate that the recruiting targets for females had not been met. The answer, you ask? There are no quotas. And instead, the Army simply won't recruit males unless no female is found within 6 weeks of the job opening up. Boom, boom! See for yourself. Now, just side note, guys, when it says see for yourself or look below, there are actually videos embedded in the link that I've provided in the description that have, I'm going to have to download these in case they get taken down, but there's actually video, embedded YouTube videos of this happening, so you can actually watch it for yourself in all of its glory. Here is Senator Fraser Anning getting the Chief of Army to admit that he has no research to back his claim that frontline females increase capability. And here he is again, calling out the Chief of Army over his assertion that there are no quotas. These answers given to Senate estimates last night should shock the nation, and they come just days after the Army also informed Senate estimates that just 24 of the 154 females recruited for an infantry role have passed their basic training courses. Now, basically, you've got the Army Preconditioning Program, which is basically giving you a leg up and extra training to help you meet the minimum requirements. The recruit training course is where you've actually met the minimum requirements and you go to Kapuka, which is near Wagga Wagga, New South Wales, which is where the training centre is for all Army recruits for both reserve and the full-time Army. And how many commenced infantry initial employment training, which is basically once you've actually basically done the same training as all the Army people, you then do specific training for the infantry. So they asked how many are commenced and completed each of those three. So, the numbers are pretty staggering. It's a lot to read, so I'll let you guys read through it. But here we go. For the last 6 years, the Army has embarked on a costly and politically correct crusade to bring females into the infantry, thanks to feminist ideology pushing this bullshit onto us. It has been done on an assumption and without any research. And to make it happen, blokes have been told to go away. It takes, on average, almost 8 months for a male to join the Army. And the Chief of Army has just let them know that they won't get a look in if a female applies before them and punches out 8 push-ups at a recruiting center. If they can't manage 8 push-ups, women can still take a position via the Army preconditioning program, which is taxpayer funded, mind you. Right? Army preconditioning program, which will give them 49 days of paid training. Over a month and a half of paid training to help them meet the basic absolute minimum requirements, which are already half that of men. Give them 49 days of paid training to help them reach that target. It's almost 1 week of training per push-up. True. If no women can be found, men will be contacted 6 weeks prior to the position opening up and offered a job. I'm going to assume it means 6 weeks past the positioning opening up. But after waiting for months, for many this will be pointless. They'll have already found a job doing something else. The Chief of Army claims that this system is helping defense secure the best talent possible. And there was actually a video on you. So I'll finish this paragraph first. The Chief of Army claims that this system is helping defense secure the best talent possible. The reality is that it is turning talent away. Now, guys, I remember a woman, obviously a feminist ideologue, who was on daytime TV on the news, and the interviewers were asking the interviewee, this woman I'm referring to, don't we just want the best person for the job? She goes, well, we do want the best person for the job, but why can't we assume that the best person for the job doesn't come from an all-female talent pool? It was the most ridiculous display of feminazi rhetoric I've ever heard. Or one of, because I've heard a lot of dumb shit from feminists. Last night, so I'm going to resume now. Last night, the cliches rolled. Angus Campbell told the Senate that half the nation's talent was in its female population. Following that logic, and the Army might as well recruit everyone and grab all the talent on offer. No one denies that females are talented, but the infantry requires specific talents. Damn it. Okay, so I copied and pasted all the stuff from the article into a Facebook Messenger message so I could read it to you guys while I'm running YouTube Live, but it appears to have cut me off at a certain amount of letters. But guys, this is actually what's happening. This is actually what's happening. In other interesting news, sorry, give me a sec here. Now, I've bought 2 newspapers today for you guys out of my own pocket so that I can share these little gems with you. Now, dummy spit. Now, Barnaby Joyce is a politician who had a relationship with a former media advisor, Vicky Campion, who had a job made for her, a highly paid job created for her because vagina. It says, Barnaby Joyce says he only took $150,000 to air the dirty laundry of his relationship with former media advisor Vicky Campion and their love child because everyone was out to get them anyway, and, wait for it, his new partner thought they might as well, quote unquote, make money out of it. So this new woman has said, oh, well, we might as well make money out of it, right? So she's coerced him into talking and spilling the beans on it all, on something that should have been kept private. But hey, let's not let a bit of discretion get in the way of making money for a woman, shall we? The former Deputy Prime Minister also called for bizarre new privacy laws that would have prevented his affair ever becoming public. His wide-ranging spray yesterday morning was followed by yet another twist in the saga when Mr. Joyce was granted personal leave from Parliament until the end of June. Guys, now personal leave means the taxpayer still pays his wages while he's gone. It didn't stop Channel 7 from last night running promo material of their exclusive interview. In one scene, a teary Ms. Campion says, you can't help who you fall in love with. Oh, wow. Mr. Joyce said she decided if the media wanted her story, she may as well earn from it. So she's like, you can't help who you fall in love with, so let's tell them everything and get $150,000 for it. Look at this chick. Look at those fake lips there. Collagen as far as the eye can see. What a fake fucking greedy bitch. Not even going to apologize for my language on that. What a moron. Joyce granted break as he says MPs should be able to do what they want and blames lover for TV payday. Yeah. Exactly. Here we go. Here's another photo of her. Duck face much? And guys, please go and read that article once this video is finished, because there is more juicy stuff in there, including talking about the fact that only 24 of the, I think it was 154 applicants got through the preconditioning, and then only 75% of them, 25% of those 24 candidates that made it through the preconditioning, which was because they didn't meet the basic training, because none of the 154 met the basic requirements. And then only 24 of the 154 did after over a month and a half of taxpayer-funded personal training. And then 25% of that 24 failed on medical grounds. So it's been a complete waste of money, complete sham. They've done all this advertising, all this marketing, turned away heaps of good talent. And because they've actually reduced the standards to bring more women in, they've actually also had to reduce the standard for men, which means that men who would normally have not previously got in are now getting in. And now that might be a good thing for those men, but it's not a good thing for our army. Where is it? Here we go. Latest drama comes after an interview Channel 7 reportedly paid $150,000 for, in which Mr. Joyce complains people have come to him and Ms. Campion says you can't help who you fall in love with. Tearfully, she told him that. Anyway. Basically greedy bitch. And you guys obviously know about, or for those of you in Australia, you'd be well aware of Labour and the Greens, who are basically radical leftists. Labour's $2,000 tax sting for average workers. So that just fucked their chances of getting all the middle class in the next election. All right. Average wage earners such as teachers, nurses, and mechanics would be paying between $500 and $2,000 a year more in personal income tax by 2024 under Bill Shorten, the liar. Bill Shorten's tax plan than the coalition's. Coalition being the Liberal government, but still I think that Liberal Democrats or One Nation is the best choice for our country. According to the government's analysis on the competing tax policies on which the next election will be fought. Sorry guys, I just got a phone call there, so it had a bit of a spaz. Carly Ellison, you have to pass the recruit training before you can get men to carry your stuff. And I'm gonna do another video on this, but family court merger faces judges revolt. They're basically, and this is not just this is not just a proposal. This is actually happening. Family court merger. The Family Court of Australia will be scrapped and rolled into a new, larger court as part of the biggest change to the family law system since its creation in 1976. Checkmate, feminazis! In an effort to resolve more efficiently acrimonious custody and property disputes that can drag on for years. Attorney General Christian Porter will today announced that the Family Court will be merged with the lower level Federal Circuit Court, while its appeal division will be stripped and handed to the Federal Court, potentially sparking an immediate constitutional challenge from judges. The reforms could also cause a backlash from lawyers who want specialist judges handling family law cases, which often involve complex issues such as child sexual abuse and domestic violence. Mr. Porter said the new court, to be named the Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia and established from January 1, would resolve disputes more quickly, cheaply and consistently than the existing split family law system. This significant structural change is designed to dramatically increase the number of family law matters finalized each and every year and reduce the backlog of unresolved cases. The purpose of the reform is to ensure Australian families experience shorter waiting times and a reduction in the potential for conflict caused by prolonged and acrimonious family disputes. The backlog of family law cases has ballooned to $21,000 from 21,000 cases from 17,200 cases 5 years ago, causing crippling waiting times of up to 5 years for some families. The median time to reach trial has blown out from 11.5 months to 17 months in the family court and from 10.8 months to 15.2 months in the Federal Circuit Court. The increasing delays have occurred despite the number of divorces in Australia dropping by 11% over 10 years and the number of applications for final orders in family law matters remaining steady at about 22,000 a year. Family lawyers say much of the blowout's been caused by the government's failure to replace judges promptly when they retire. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the full report on that. That is for another day, guys. I don't want to do all my topics in one video. Otherwise, my video would go for probably about 4 hours a day. You're right, Harmonic Live. Lawyers do love divorces, and they love the income it brings them. Just gonna sit this cap somewhere. Man, I look retarded. Got fucking chocolate milk all over my hands. And subsequently my steering wheel in a moment. So guys, what do you think? Please leave your comments on the video. If you wish to donate, you know how, in the description. Let's see if I can freaking get out of here. So yeah, guys, that's the update on the army. That's the update on Labour putting the nail in their coffin, because the thing is, being leftists, Labour and the Greens, who are bed buddies, need to actually increase their revenue to pay for everyone, right? Since they love socialism so much. Who do they take it from? The hard-working Australians who actually work their ass. Man, it kills me every time I go past that bus stop. The Mission Australia ad. It's fucking domestic violence with the Duluth model narrative. But I'm working on that. Anyway, guys, if you want to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, or Minds, you can just simply go to instagram.com/SydneyMGTOW, minds.com/SydneyMGTOW, anything.com/SydneyMGTOW, pretty much. And you can flick me an email anytime to sydneymgtow@gmail.com if you've got something you need to talk to me about, or if you've just got a really juicy topic that you'd love me to share. And please feel free to head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/SydneyMGTOW, if any of you guys feel like you'd like to share $1 or $2 a month with your boy here. Still haven't actually spent any of that money. I'm pulling it together for when it's really, really needed. I've been sending out a couple of letters to politicians, but I've won that out of my own pocket so far. Would only be if I struggle that I actually start to use that money. You know, if I manage to achieve what I hope to achieve without touching a cent of that money, I'm going to donate it to a very, very good cause. You know, donate it to a cause that is not controlled by feminists. Anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce for now. It's great to see you all. I will check that out, Harry. Sorry, I've just had a lot of emails, but I will get onto that. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace. Oh, hang on. Carly Ellison, you don't even know what my goal is. You don't even know what my goal is anymore. Here we go. What do you got to say for yourself today, Carly? Are you going to help the people in the live stream, Carly? Sorry, Carly. I'll keep my mouth shut next time. Anyway, guys, look, thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And you know, if you want to donate to me because Carly told you not to, then feel free. Patreon.com/SydneyMGTOW. I will see you guys later. Peace.